So I got these Stamp 7 pedals here. Now, they were really expensive, guys. They ended up costing me like almost $200 all said and done. The shipping and handling was expensive and stuff. But the pedals themselves were about $160. And I went with the oil slick because I just thought it looked cool, you know? It's a luxury purchase for sure. And I thought I was going like the best pedals possible. You know, I was hoping they would last me at least a year or two, hopefully longer than that, you know. But as it turns out, I bought these back in June last year, 2021, and one of the pedals is starting to grind. Now, it turns out it's this pedal, and it's just starting to loosen up in there. So I was kind of dumbfounded by this. I just couldn't believe that a pedal would fail so relatively quickly. But again, I'm new to this. I'm naive. I don't really know. So I did some research, and I looked up on YouTube. I found this guy. He's got a video here. His name is Gear Chase, and he has a video titled In-Depth OneUp Pedal Review and Comparison to Crank Brothers. And this guy takes apart the Crank Brothers and shows like the internals and stuff and compares it to the OneUp pedal. And there isn't even bearings in here. Like, they're plastic bushings that kind of like, I guess they're considered bearings. Like I thought I knew what a bearing was. So anyways, there's these plastic things that clip around the axle. They go over the axle on this side and then they clip on this side. And they're plastic and they're obviously going to wear out. And I smashed the pedals, you know, on rocks and stuff like that. You could see right here, I'm actually missing one of the posts. It looks like it just ground right flat off. So I'm definitely beating the crap out of these pedals. There's no doubt about that. I'm not saying that I'm babying it. I mean, I'm killing them. But I still expected them to last like a lot longer. So this one here is like grinding. I can't even ride it anymore. It's driving me crazy. So I ordered up the refresh kit. I didn't even know that there was such a thing. That will probably fix this pedal, but I am so disappointed that I have to put a refresh kit in there. You know, when you spend this kind of money, again, I'm a naive person in this regard, so it might be obvious to you that you have to refresh your pedals every year or something like that, but to me, I thought if I spent, you know, $150 on pedals, I'd be good for like at least 2 years, you know, whatever. It is what it is. So anyways, I ordered up the refresh kit. I'm going to install that, but in the meantime, I don't like these pedals anymore. It kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, so I ended up buying these OneUp pedals because they have an actual bearing in here. Now there's a nice bearing right here, a huge, you know, sealed bearing, and it just feels so much better spinning this axle. You know, the axle itself does have a little bit of play in it, I'm noticing here. I'm kind of curious if when I tighten this on my bike, that's going to go away, or if that's just part of it. But both of them do that. Both of them do the same thing, and the Crank Brothers don't do that. So I'm assuming that that's normal. So I do notice, just a quick look here, these posts are taller and thinner. So I think I'm going to have a better bite on my shoe. I have the 510s there. But I also think that these pegs are going to break off a little easier than the Crank Brothers. If you look at the size of them, the Crank Brothers, you know, these pins, whatever you want to call these pins, are way thicker. Threaded pins. These are a thinner design. I'm sure they're going to be fine, but I could just see them breaking off a little easier considering I wore off some of the Crank Brothers already, which are way bigger. So anyways, I'm going to bolt these up to the my Polygon T8 and head out on the trail tomorrow going for a ride, and we'll see how these perform, and I will report back with you guys, you know, with a future bike check and let you know how these things are going, because, you know, they're like the main competition to the Crank Brothers as far as high quality pedals go. And I have some other stuff from the OneUp company. I have the carbon fiber handlebars, which I really like, and I also have the dropper post lever, which I also really like, that has a bearing in it as well. So I am a big fan of this company's products, just from personally using them. So I'm excited to try these pedals. And like I said, I'll report back with a bike check in the near future. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Catch up with you. Yeah, that little bit of play that you saw earlier is gone. So it did go away when I tightened it, and this just feels perfectly smooth now. Oh yeah. Alrighty, that should do it.